Okay, welcome to my chest. Back, I was going to say, talk about Skype and the Black Decks. I'll do Skype first. As many of you know, I am an extraordinary geek slash nerd slash, you pretty much name it, I'm it. Skype, I discovered back, version 1. The guys at Illusionist, we were using I think it was Yahoo Messenger to communicate back and forth. And I discovered the Skype and the ability to be a little bit more business-like. Plus the quality of the voice calls were fantastic, so we switched to that and we've been using it ever since. Okay guys, just real quickly, this is what Skype looks like on your computer. It's getting so good now that it's unbelievable, all the integration. Facebook, you can now integrate Facebook. The biggest thing with Skype has always been the ability to call phones. I use this to call internationally all the time. I've got a few international contacts that I call all the time. It is absolutely fantastic in its ability to be as versatile as that. I've had the same like $6 on my subscription for the past couple months now, because a lot of the times calling is free if you're going from Skype to Skype. If you're calling from Skype to phone, then it's like dirt cheap to make those calls, as well as contacts. Here, let's go ahead and let's choose someone we don't know. Let's go here. So there you go. So it's your chat, send file, extra. Skype, if you've ever used it, is fairly straightforward. There's no fancy things you need to know about it or anything like that. Essentially, it's just one of the best chat applications out there. And if I'm not mistaken, with this new implementation of it as well, they've implemented group chat as well. So you can have chat, like video chat, with like amongst 3 or 4 of your friends. Absolutely fantastic. If you don't have Skype, you need to get it right away. So you've seen Skype on my desktop. Now, this is where the real nerd in me comes out. I've got an original iPhone 3GS. I got it when it came out in Canada. I also have an Android phone, the Sony Xperia. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. The Sony Xperia X10, which in itself is a fantastic phone as well. This is oddly enough, my backup phone. Here, let me just move the camera a little bit over this way. There we go. I got this phone not right after, but to replace the iPhone. However, I didn't want to be locked into a contract, and I like this phone. This phone is one maker. The iPhone is not maker, is one cell phone company. The iPhone's another cell phone company. My first X10 I got unlocked and was able to use it no problem. My second X10, because there was a few issues with it, they replaced it for me. I wasn't able to unlock this one. So basically, I have got like a $600 media player here. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to try and change the focus, the exposure a little bit, just so that you can get a little bit more color. No, let's go down. Oh, too much. There we go. That looks good. So yeah, as I was saying, it's just I'm not able to use this phone with my carrier because it's locked into one carrier, and I have, unfortunately, another carrier. So when a new unlock is available for this phone, I'll probably go ahead and unlock it, either sell it, or I might even sell it as now. Right now, I give it to my kid to watch movies on. If you don't own an Android phone, the versatility is absolutely fantastic. The iPhone's fantastic as well, not quite as versatile or open as the Android phones are. The phone that I do use as my main phone right now, let's go ahead and switch this up, is my Samsung Galaxy. This is the phone. This is my main phone. This is it's got all my email on it. Let's go ahead and I'm trying to do this backwards. It's kind of hard to see. Back up. I get like notifications and such like that. Again, it's the exposure here is just a little on the high side. There we go. There we go. It's not so bright now. So you can select email. Now on this, Skype is actually a decent application, and of course I got to go find it. It's a problem with having so many applications. I made a phone call to the Ukraine over the network, not a voice call, but over the data network using my Skype phone. And I've been doing that more and more often. It's cheaper actually to make long distance calls via Skype than it is to make long distance calls via the network, and that's what I do a lot these days. So get yourself any phone. I'm not sure. I haven't used the iPhone in a couple months now. I'm not sure how advanced Skype for the iPhone is now, but the Android, it's getting pretty darn versatile. Now back to the main intent of this video. Let's go ahead and just put that exposure back the way it should be. There we go. The Black Decks. The Black Decks, unfortunately, there's a little bit of confusion, especially on my part. Essentially, the first black deck, I think there was only a run of 5,000, and if I'm not mistaken, that 5,000 was maybe like five or 6 years ago at the most, I think. They were printed early on in my my work history with Illusionist. The original black deck, here, let's go ahead and, this is what it looks like on the front, okay? And I still have a few of these shrink wrapped. I'm not sure if you can see that, but the there you go. You can see how the label here is actually see-through now. The newer labels aren't like that anymore, believe it or not. They're actually a lot more opaque. Here, I'll show you the quality. Okay. Now, the one way you can tell that this is an original Black Tiger deck is if you look at the bottom, it says Poker 808. That 808 in subsequent printings was changed to an 808 dash. So by looking at this deck, you know exactly this is a first edition Black Tiger deck. This is the one that handled the worst. That was the first printing of the 5,000. Unfortunately, it was the worst only because of the way it was printed. You know, it started the whole thing, but you know, now everyone has their own custom deck. But the 808 is an original Black Tiger. The 808 dash is any subsequent edition. Now, the thing that is getting confusing, every time these get printed, we take out a card, like we may change an advertising card, we might reinsert a new gaff, there might be a double backer, there might be a different color face or a different color back. There's a ton of different printings that have taken place between the first one, this one, and then like the very, very last one. And let me just see here, where are we? There we go. So there you go. So basically, you know this one here is at least a second edition because it's got the 808 dash but no barcode. This one is at least a I think a fourth or higher because no longer does it have the 808 dash, but it's got the barcode. The barcode has been replaced, the 808 dash. They're still the bicycle 808s, but they're no longer doing the 808 dash. So these two, you definitely know what you're getting with. These are basically third and higher, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even fourth. With the Red Tiger decks, the original Red Tiger decks, they were printed, the first run of these was printed at the same time as the second run of the Black Tigers. These were both printed at the same time. So you've got the 808 dash. Here, however, you only have the 808. The original Red Tigers were only ever printed with the 808. There's no dash, there's no anything other than that. If you have these, chances are you've got a first or second generation Tiger deck. Ultimately, I think it's going to come down to the label. And again, do you see how that label is see-through? If I come across to, let's see here, let's gotta find a, where did it go? Here we go. If you look at the difference in the qualities of the labels here, I'm going to try and see if I can turn down the exposure a little bit. Just to, oh, it's too much actually. There we go. As you can see in the quality of the labels, there we go, excellent. This one here, the label is much more see-through than this label over here, even though this one's still shrink wrapped. This one is like, it's like somebody dipped it in grease almost. So looking at the bottom of these though, the original red 808s, these are, like I said, first or second generation. All subsequent printings have replaced the 808 with a barcode, the classic barcode reveal that's on a lot of our decks now. Any printing after that, though, starts to get confusing because, like I said, we go ahead, we remove cards, we add cards, we go through a few generations where there are no changes, and then maybe one or two printings where there's a change in every single one. So it's really difficult for me to actually pinpoint which deck is which. The only ones I can be truly 100% about are these three here. Okay? And that's the first edition Black Tiger, the second edition Black Tiger, and the first edition Red Tiger. Okay, these three you're pretty much able to guarantee by looking at them which is which. And I'm sure that even if I'm not mistaken, all the Tigers, all the early Tigers came with a, I think it was a white 3 of clubs. Let's see if I can find this. Last one's still new. Okay, so there you go. This one came with a white 3 of clubs. And the other, I guess all the other cards were removed. Let me see, I'm going to just go ahead and open a, let me just see, this is a Red Tiger here. Was that a Red Tiger? What did I open here? That's a White Tiger. What is in the Red Tiger? Let's see, maybe it's a red 3 clubs as well? There it is. 3 clubs as well. So there's the white 3 clubs. An advertising card. And let's see here. So 3 clubs, advertising, so that's 52 plus 2 jokers. So I got the 2 jokers in here still. Let's see if I can find the jokers. 1, 2, so yeah, 52. So there's 54, 50, and these are the 2 extra cards. So even then, with the second printing, let's see here. Yeah, so even this is like at least the 2nd or 3rd edition. Even then, they were starting to add these gaff card, not gaff cards, the advertising cards, plus the 1 extra gaff card. Let's switch up over here. This is the original 808. So basically all early Black Tiger cards came with the 3 of clubs. However, the catch-22 is, how do you know if you're going to have a sealed original Black Tiger deck if you can't open it to see if this is the original card? First, like I said, 1st and 2nd editions don't really matter that much. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, whatever we're at now, that's where things get a little bit more difficult. I hope I haven't confused you guys too much. As I was doing a little bit of research for this, you would not believe the confusion that I was coming across. Because even now we're moving away from the air cushion finish and going back to the airflow finish. So here, if you look, you've got the air cushion finish on all early decks. The UV 500 is what we switched to the air cushion, from the air cushion to the. Let me start over again. We started with the air cushion, moved to the UV 500, and now we're moving away from the UV 500 back to the original bicycle stock finish, but maintaining a higher quality stock. So basically, if you've got any old deck that has the UV 500, hang on to it. You know, I'm sure there's like thousands and thousands and thousands out there. Not worth much money now, but maybe like 10, 15, 20, 30 years, you never know how much money they might gather, because again, those cards are no longer being printed. If you want more info on that, give me a ping and I'll let you know. But until then, you guys have a good weekend. I'll talk to you later.